to the 29th running of the DieHard 500 here at the Alabama Motor Speedway. A move has taken place from July up to this time of the year, and it hasn't diminished the interest in this race. Beautiful day. See those flags out 90 degrees to the ground. Look at that crowd. 90,000 permanent seats sold out. Heaven knows how many in the infield to see this great 29th annual Racing Classic taking place here today on CBS among 42 top competitors, 33 to banking. 2.6 miles the distance around. White knuckle racing at 200 miles an hour, faster than you qualify. And this is the track where they turned 188 mile an hour average by Mark Martin to win the 500 run this past May. 23 of 28 different winners in the running of this great race. And hello everyone, Ken Squire. Welcome aboard as we bring you this tremendous fall classic now here on this 2.6 mile track. Think back to 1985 and to the present, and the difference, the average in the difference between first and second, about a wink. A tenth of a second is all it takes to win this race on this track. And what a front row you have for today's story. You have Ernie Irvan going from the pole at over 193 miles an hour, and John Andretti, who won at Daytona in the Pepsi 400, flanking him on the outside. There's battle stories all through this event, including the point battle. Looking at the points going into today's race, certainly the top three, they're the major story. Gordon, Martin, Jarrett. But equally interesting further back, 9th back to 12th, a matter of 50 points. So much at stake with 4 races remaining in the series. Mike Joy down on pit road with the man everybody's talking about, the point leader.
Jeff Gordon has the point lead with 4 races to go, but is a 125-point lead anywhere near safe?
No, not at all. I think that, 4 races, a lot of racing left to do, a lot of points that can be won or lost. And so, I think that we just got to be consistent and just go out there and, try not to have any problems. And the way we've been running, I think we can get top 5s and top 10s. But I tell you, the way Mark and Dale Jarrett are running, we got to run hard. We got to go out there and try to win races.
If there's any track left where you can get swept up in somebody else's incident, is this the one?
Well, this place certainly anybody can get swept up, but the first step is qualifying up front. We did that by qualifying 8th, and pretty happy about that, and hopefully we can stay up there.
Right, good luck today.
Thanks a lot.
Jeff Gordon, the point leader.
In no other race, aerodynamics so important as when you come to Talladega. And there's a fascinating story that Dick Berggren has for us on that.
And it's a unique story, Ken Squire. The front 4 cars all come out of different teams. 4 different engine builders, but one guy did the sheet metal on all 4 of them. Bob Newley apparently has come up with something, that was Earnhardt, has come up with something that's a bit better than anybody else, and he's got the whole front of the field here. It started out with a 98 car, John Andretti and Jeremy Mayfield, and when you go as fast as those guys go, other people stand up and take notice. So he freelanced for a while, and he put the sheet metal on all 4 of these front cars. Next year, however, Jack Roush has him all tied up. Roush thinks he's good enough. He wants nobody else building his sheet metal for the big tracks except Bob Newley. How does he build these cars? Right to the absolute edge of the rule book. NASCAR seized 3 trunk lids. They said, those aren't exactly what we think is okay. Who built them? Bob Newley. So aerodynamics will play a huge story today, and we are surely going to be watching the front of the field. Buddy Baker has the story on engines, which are always a big story here at Talladega.
You know, in 1987, Bobby Allison was running well over 200 miles an hour through the dogleg on the front straightaway when something fell off the engine and cut the right rear tire, making the car fly off the racetrack and got airborne. It hit the outside wall, and all of a sudden the racing world realized we had to slow these cars down, not only for the safety of the drivers, but also for the safety of the spectators. And I have Steve Meal here from Jack Roush Racing. He's going to explain about the restrictor plate. This is how NASCAR slowed these cars down.
Well, buddy, when you were driving, that was a size hole in the manifold spacer that you could run. In other words, the carburetor is bolted directly to the top of this bolts directly to the top of the manifold. The fuel went right from the carburetor through that, I'll say, silver dollar size hole, right down in the manifold. Made about 750 horsepower. What they did to slow us down was to put this plate between the spacer and the manifold. So as you can see, we reduced it from about a silver dollar size hole to a nickel size hole. That 95-cent difference is about 300 horsepower. As I say, years ago, buddy, when you were driving, even in the 60s, early 70s, we had restrictor plates, and they trusted us a lot more then. They let us have our own restrictor plate. And they had a gauge that checked this size of this hole right here. This is a 29/32, which we run right now. But as you can see now, NASCAR, as we go through the line for inspection before the race, actually issues us a restrictor plate, and it has a number on it. And they go so far as to keep track of these numbers, and the number restrictor plate that wins the race is thrown out and never used again, just in case it were having been machine big or what have you. I doubt that happens, but they're just doing a real nice job of taking care, making sure everybody's working on the same level playing field.
Thank you so much.
The man who took full advantage of when they had no restrictor in qualifying, Bill Elliott, 1987, 212-mile-an-hour average. He's standing by right now with Ralph Shaheen.
Ken, that was a wide-open day of racing here at Talladega. Bill, on that day you went 212. The racing was a little bit different than it is going to be here today. How has the strategy for a driver changed?
I'll tell you what, there is no strategy in this race. You know, you just got to be hopefully in the right place at the right time, and you know, it's just, you got to have a pretty decent car. You got to have something that drafts well, but you'll see here right quick that, you know, it's going to be a luck in the place you're in, because you can be leading one lap and in the back the next.
Well, good luck to you today, Bill. Now the pole speed will be 193 miles an hour. Bill will start 10th here today. Bill will be chasing Jeff Gordon on the racetrack. There's two drivers chasing him in the championship points. Here's Mike Joy.
Races to go, and either Jeff Gordon or one of these two Ford drivers chasing him will be the Winston Cup champion. Dale Jarrett, 6 wins, 197 points out of first. What have you got to do?
Well, we can only do our part, and that's try to run up front and win. And, you know, Jeff has to have a problem somewhere along the way for us to have a chance, but we just have to do our part.
Mark, you're a lot closer, but Jeff has been shadowing you these past few races.
Well, it's been one or the other. We gained a few and lost a few, gained a few, lost a few. You know, all we can do is go out here and race our herd out like we have all year, starting in February at Daytona. We'll give it our best shot and see how it turns out.
Well, I'll ask you both. Is this championship now his to lose or yours to win?
Well, I think we just do our part. I don't think that whoever wins the championship has very much earned it this year. This has been a tough battle. All three of us have had great years.
We've had a great year. They've had a great year. Dale has too. We'll just see who wins. I mean, it's not anybody's. It's, you know, it's about competition, and I'm glad to be competing and to be a contender in it.
Okay, well, good luck today. Thank you both.
The speed, the points, the place, they're all a story, but this is the biggest story of the day. Dale Earnhardt preparing for this try at his 8th win at Talladega. And we'll be back to tell you that Dale Earnhardt story after we pause.
CBS Sports coverage of the Sears DieHard 500 is sponsored by DieHard, saluting race fans everywhere. DieHard, tried and true. Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Pennzoil. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Welcome to the Talladega Superspeedway, one of the fastest tracks in the world. For the 10th year in a row, Sears is proud to be a sponsor of the DieHard 500, and we're pleased to again welcome all of the DieHard 500 race fans who are so much a part of this sport. This year's race promises to be a great one, so let's have an exciting and safe race, and best of luck to all the DieHard 500 drivers and crews. Thank you very much.
42 drivers now preparing for a go at $1.9 million. There's the temperature at 75 degrees. The winds, they are an issue. They'll be blowing right over the windshields as they dive down into turn number 1 here today. Hey, from starting grid to finish line, nobody brings you closer to the action than CBS Sports Line. Check out the Coach's Edge for a breakdown of the fast and furious action in and around the pits. Get on the fast track at cbs.sportsline.com. Man on the pole for today's race carrying a different livery. The livery of Davey Allison when he won this race 10 years ago.